1995 has been a year of solid progress for the World Trade Center Chicago and for the city of Chicago.
When it's announced that the World Trade Center Chicago is the former Merchandise Mart complex, they know we came to do business and that we came to lead trade in America.
The fact is that U.S. exports equals U.S. jobs. And that is why what is happening here today is so crucial to our economic future.
Chicago is an international city, ideally positioned to take advantage of every opportunity.
Today, that vision of World Trade Partnership is a reality in Chicago.
Welcome to the World Trade Center Chicago. We're bringing together all of the elements necessary for successful international trade, because trade is what the 21st century is all about. And yet today, 90% of our friends overseas in Germany and Japan trade, while only 15% of our businesses trade. Why is that? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes our processes might need to be redone. Sometimes our personnel need to be retrained, or it's lack of access to trade finance. Or it might be the 18 federal agencies that are involved in the bureaucracy that we don't understand. Or maybe we're just not comfortable with taking the risk of trading overseas. Well, that's what the World Trade Center in Chicago is all about, to remove those barriers, to make it possible for us to engage in international trade, to do a trade capability assessment of every single business, to take apart those businesses and come up with a plan to make them capable of trading internationally, and then computerize the data so that when trade missions come in, we can match our businesses with trade opportunities and sales opportunities overseas. That's what the 21st century is all about, trade. And Chicago is going to be the trading capital of the United States.
Chicago, a world-class city, the hub of North America's great central market, a leader in trade, commerce, and transportation. Only a 1-hour flight away from 14 of the largest U.S. and Canadian metropolitan areas, Chicago is home to 21 of the Fortune 500 companies. Chicago is headquarters to most of the over 500 foreign companies in Illinois. Chicago trades 80% of the world's commodity and financial futures. It is home to over 100 consulates, trade offices, and foreign chambers of commerce. And its trade shows and conventions attract hundreds of thousands of international exhibitors, buyers, and attendees. And the location to be in this great city is the Merchandise Mart at the World Trade Center Chicago, with its unmatched combination of benefits and facilities.
For so many of the visitors to the Merchandise Mart, the task of exporting has always been somewhat daunting. The fact is that with the new designation and the presence of the World Trade Center Association here in the building for the first time, we will have brought together a natural resource for the thousands and thousands of visitors who come to the building every day.
The interactive state-of-the-art video conferencing system provides business people with flexibility and cost savings when conducting national or international business. In an effort to support the Peace Initiative, this tool was useful last spring for a significant video conference involving business leaders in Ireland and Chicago. Product introductions or reviews, business negotiations, and sales presentations become cost-effective and convenient. Any company, whether large or small, can benefit from video conferencing. Also part of the facilities is an electronic bulletin board called Network that links 271 World Trade Centers around the world. Network provides a window for buy-sell opportunities and is used by 4 million people a day from every part of the world. The cost is insignificant, and combined with the video conferencing system, allows businessmen and women the luxury of closing a deal that before might have taken days to accomplish. That's good bottom-line efficiency. The British American Chamber of Commerce provides a good example of how working through World Trade Center Chicago can create the kind of bridge that can exist on a global level between Chicago and cities in Britain like sister city Birmingham. And when visitors stop here from abroad, the World Trade Center Chicago, through its International Visitor Center, can provide customized itineraries for their visit. Businesses, both local and foreign, can use office space in which to conduct their affairs. With a grand opening in June, The Russian Merchant Center became one example of the partnership that can develop between Chicago and manufacturers in other countries. Turkey has also joined in with a pavilion in the World Trade Center Chicago. The International Press Center provides a place where journalists from the United States and abroad can work. With its location in the Merchandise Mart, World Trade Center Chicago is within easy reach of the city's central business district. Plus, the benefit of having a 525-room hotel, exhibition facilities, and a conference center mean that any size business, large or small, can receive full service support. This year, in the continuing effort to open up foreign markets and projects to regional companies, a variety of conferences and symposiums were held at the World Trade Center Chicago. At the October 1994 conference, Chicago and Midwestern industrial and business leaders met with India's ambassador and key government officials to find ways to create inroads into this colossal new market just entering the global scene. Last April, the United States-Asia Environmental Partnership provided an opportunity for over 160 Asian buyers to meet with area firms and make commitments to purchase American products and services. During the next 10 years, environmental infrastructure in the 8 Asian countries alone will become a $120 million market. In June, the United States Agency for International Development provided information and opened the door for area organizations to bid on U.S. aid projects around the world. August found the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Economic Cooperation, China, the largest Chinese trade delegation ever, here in Chicago, looking for partners for China's 500 largest infrastructure projects. In September, 50 officials from the city of Dalian in China came for a symposium which resulted in over $100 million worth of contracts with American firms. The Council for Trade and Economic Development from Russia, led by Foreign Minister Kosyrev, held a symposium in September to position Chicago area businesses to play a major role in the future of Russian business.
Business today is global. We know that. Through our manufacturing center, we're working with companies with 500 and fewer employees to bring technology to them. We have a federal grant. The city helps us with a lot of money, and we're bringing technology to all of these firms so that they can compete on a global basis.
The World Trade Center Chicago will shortly become the world's first one-stop resource for international franchising, as it welcomes the Franchising and Licensing World Center and its over 90 member companies.
1995 was a year of solid accomplishment for the World Trade Center Chicago. How do we measure that? Profits for Chicago businesses and new jobs for Chicagoans as a result of trade. The Foreign Minister of Russia, the Trade Minister of China, the Ambassador of India all led major programs to the World Trade Center Chicago. 1996 is another opportunity for us to help make Chicago the trading capital of the United States. We'd like you to be our partner.
Helping to make Chicago and Illinois America's trading capital for the 21st century.